everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to Oluwaseun Speak podcast. For several time of the day, you'll be watching or listening to this podcast. I'm excited to have you on board. And Oluwaseun Speak podcast is something that's going to be happening twice a month. Every second and fourth Sunday of the month is going to be out live by 4 p.m. So you can connect either on YouTube or you connect on podcast, Spotify. So whatever one that works for you, you get it. Anchor rather, not Spotify. Anchor, you get it. And today, we have someone that we brought on board. Show is someone that I've known, let's say, I went to a conference. We both went for a conference and we both volunteered. It was different. We volunteered for different units. I think I volunteered for protocol and she volunteered for ushering. Yeah, it was, I think, what's her name now? But I'm Taiwo. Yes, it was a conference we went for. And that's where we met. And she said she sold, and I'm like, okay, I will give it a try. And really, it has been a journey. And to just even bring it out here, she sold my wedding gown. And it has been fantastic. I've received fantastic comments about it. Oh, my wedding gown is nice, simple, beautiful, and all of that. So I trust that this evening, right, beyond the fashion part of show, you're going to learn something that is going to transform you, that's going to transform a generation out there. So thank you so much again, Sean, for being there this evening. I really do not take it for granted. All right, let's start out the section. So first, my first question to you will be, can we meet Sheo? Let's start out from that.
I am Oluwaseun. I refer to myself as an equiper first as an equiper. I am called to raise teenagers through teaching, writing, and to bring them into their God-given purpose. So I basically speak on purity and purpose. And the other aspect of Oluwaseun is I'm the CEO, like you said, of Uniek Clothier, a fashion brand, basically into production, design and production of corporate and casual corporate wears. Although we are diversifying into different sectors now, or like we are expanding, right, into the bridal wears. Yeah. So I think that's a bit about Oluwaseun.
Oh wow. So I have a few things running through my mind as I was listening to you. And I'm trying to look at the one I want to pick first. You know, when I was watching a conference today, and someone was saying that your name is not just your name. Like when they ask you what's your name, it's not just about your name, Oluwaseun. It is about what is behind Oluwaseun. That's who you are. That's actually what your name, that's what you represent. And then I hear you say, I'm Oluwaseun. And then you went about talking about you inspiring teenagers, the CEO part of you. And I want to now take it to my second question. Why teenagers? Why purity? Why teenagers? Why purity? Before I ask, why take it to why teenagers? Why purity?
Why purity?
Why not purpose? Why not vision? Why not leadership? So that was my first question. Now what I'm saying.
That will like take me back to the book I wrote on living a purposeful life. So that book is basically about the journey into this purpose within, right? Why I chose to start talking to teenagers and why purity. So growing up, I was molested at 5, right? Then in my GS2, I gave my life to Christ. In my primary school, I had I was exposed like sexually in my primary school, right? So I had a lot of things I was hiding inside of me throughout my primary school. I looked gentle, very, very gentle, right? And nobody would have suspected something like that was going on. So when I got to my secondary school, it will have actually made matters worse because I went to girls' school and I was into lesbianism in my primary school. So going to girls' school, it will have actually made matters worse. But I say that Satan thought he got me, he caught me young, that catch them young kind of thing. But God was ahead of him. So in my GS2, I gave my life to Christ, and I was exposed to this like a publication, like a weekly publication kind of a thing. So I don't know where it came. I can't even remember how I got all those things, but it was on self-esteem, confidence, how to build confidence, how to just everything about you becoming a better person, right? And then when I gave my life to Christ, there was my classmate that used to hold Bible study. So we talked to after our classes, we come together, share the word and all. And during when I got to GS3, I was like, okay, what do I want to how do I want to say goodbye to my friends in GS2 in my GSS club? So after GS3 in my school, then we used to have graduation. We graduate to senior secondary school. So you can either go to another school, right? So I was like, what do I want to give my friends as a gift? I just wanted to, just give them something as a gift. Many of them don't know this part of me, right? They just know that this gentle girl is there. So I decided to write on everything I've been learning from that publication, value system, self-esteem, how to work in purity was also there. This female reproductive system, everything. I just have this flair to read this thing, just passion to. Whenever I get that publication, I'm always very happy. And just like someone has given me a big gift, right? So after my GS3, I wrote down like things on self-esteem and value, mostly on self-esteem and value system. And it was when I was connecting the dots backward, I realized that I had low self-esteem during that time. But I don't know what I was doing. I just wrote and I put it inside. I wrote with my hands, right? I put it inside envelope, white envelope, and I gave 5 of my friends after on my graduation day, and they were so happy. They was like, so I was like, I really want to do more of this. And then I was also exposed to Fela Toye's tape. I don't know how his tape got to my auntie's system, computer. She was learning computer then, so she bought a computer, but I was not using that computer. She didn't use it. So all those videos, Fela Toye was there. Listening to him, I just wanted to be like him. I wanted to. I saw myself like talking to people like that, on everything I've been learning, right? So, when I gained admission into university, right? I was in Ijebu-Ode. I grew up in Ijebu-Ode. Gaining admission to University of Lagos, I used to go and come back. So on my way to Lagos, just at the point of leaving Ijebu-Ode to Lagos Road, there's this hospital there, a pediatric hospital, and that hospital just used to catch my attention, right? Just to catch my attention. It's very big, a very big compound, white building, and I would just think that, okay, as in, I just to like have this thought that, okay, Oluwaseun, you can actually bring people, like bring teenagers here. We, I don't know, I just wanted to like help maybe people that were going through the same issue I went through, like growing up, like help them come out of it. Because, I thought nobody knew about this until my parents didn't know until I wrote my first book.
Well,
Until I wrote that book in 2020.
hmm,
And the first time I released, the first time I think I was writing on Facebook, so I got a nudge to write down my stories and start posting it on Facebook. So it was when I started posting it. My dad was a regular. He used to go to Facebook very well. So when he saw it, he called my mom. He didn't know that something like this happened. She said she does not know. They had to call me. I said, he said, why did you tell us? She said, don't. Like, why should I tell you? So I just wanted to like help people that may be going through such to come out. And I used to, now coming to Lagos, I see all these children, all these people that used to walk on the streets and those that used to sleep under the bridge. And I just had this, like I was like, if I was under my parents went through that, what would these people,
yeah.
what would they be going through? Like how would
Hmm.
this kind of child be inside traffic? I just had that, like, to be as if I should be crying, that kind of a thing. And I was just like, okay, I think I really want to do this. So whenever I pass through that pediatric hospital again, I would just be like, okay, I think we can actually bring this kind of people, bring them into this place, tell them about the word of God, like help them to come out of this their like their less privileged states and bring them out and let them know that they can achieve great things with their lives and all. I just used to have all these thoughts in my head. But as time, I know, as I grew up, everything's begin to unfold and unfold and unfold. And I think it was after I started writing on Facebook in 2020. I imagine all this thing was inside of me, and I still didn't. Let's say I didn't do anything about it. I was writing in my notebook. So I had the notebook that was already filled before
Can
I
you
went.
project your voice a bit?
Okay, so
Can you
I
project
said,
your voice a bit?
okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you. It was just slow.
Okay. So it was not as if I was not doing anything about it. Everything was just, I was thinking, God, when will this materialize? Because I was like, in fact, there was a day when I wanted to choose my course of study in University of Lagos. I was thinking of what to. okay, I wanted to become an engineer, right? I was like, okay, I'll work in an oil company. I just had this thought that even this dream that I have, I don't think any company can pay me enough to fund it. So since then, I've been like, okay, maybe I'll just work for so number of years, and I'll start building businesses. I need to build a lot of businesses. In fact, after building many businesses, helping these people grow. Maybe if they want to go to school, I can sponsor them to school. If they want to start working, like maybe doing one vocational, I can help them out. And all these businesses I'm building, I can set them up. I just say about this thought, all these thoughts in my head, and I also knew that I would have a fashion line since my secondary school. My mom sews, so not as if that's a major profession. She's a professional caterer, but she knows my mom is a multi-talented person. So if we have sewing machine, she sews for us. She sews for me and my sister and my cousin. So that's as like growing up with sewing machine. I love wearing fine clothes, and I love sewing. She used to cut and give me to sew. So since like from secondary school, I've been sewing, right? But I couldn't really cut many styles of it. So until I got to what's it called now? Until I submitted to training force during my NYSC, but I've been sewing nights. So okay, I think I've moved now from my passion.
Yeah,
Okay, I think
exactly.
I'll bring everything together.
Yeah,
So
before we just go further, right? Before you go further, so you can join everything together for me. Now, how did you even come across the name Uniek Clothier for your brand, right? And then your growing up, how did it affect the person that you are today? What effect was it having on you? Looking back all those years, you're growing up, you're molested, reaching out to teenagers, you just have that back of your mind, I wanted to reach out to teenagers, and you thought to yourself that, okay, I think for me to actually do this, I'm going to build different businesses, right? So that growing up, how did it affect the person you are today? And then coming up with the name Uniek Clothier, because I can hear you say you learned that from your mom. Let me ask, was your mom having a name for a brand? A sewing? She was
nope.
not having. Okay, so I'm sure you didn't even get that part from her. So how did you come across that name and you're growing up? How has it affected the person you are today? So me to join everything together. I just answered.
Okay, so where did I start? I stopped at where I was learning sewing from my mom, and I submitted to training my NYSC, right? So after it was during my NYSC, I started it as a business, right? Because during NYSC, all those passion to help teenagers, to everything was still really warning. And funny enough, if in fact, I would say that I really started dishing out these two parts of me during NYSC. So NYSC really pushed both out. I think that was why I actually had to venture into how I started swimming the game, right? Because I stopped at NYSC in that journey I was explaining. And I would say the NYSC brought out the two parts of me in the sense that the school I was posted to, we set up a press club. So where all those things I really wanted to help people with, I was teaching them. When we have meeting like that, I will teach them that. Then when I get back to my lodge, I said I submitted to training during NYSC, that's in the fashion line. So there's this skill acquisition development. Sometimes Said, they call it Said, skill acquisition, employability
Yeah.
and development. Yes, so I registered for that. So after school, I will go for that, and I started as vessel apparel. Vessel in the sense that I heard God call me a vessel one day like that, a vessel on Sopona. So I'm like, okay, I am a vessel, I carry something. So anything I produce, like if I everybody is a vessel, like you have to someone God is using is a vessel, right? So you wearing my clothes, you're not just wearing ordinary clothes, you're wearing you're wearing something purposeful. Like you wearing my
Glory
clothes,
to God. For the record, I'm wearing Uniek Clothier right now. Let me put that as a record.
Then it was even vessel apparel. I just wanted like, okay,
Wow.
when you are wearing this, like you should have the consciousness of a purposeful life. I just
Mm.
that was the definition of vessel apparel. But after my NYSC, I God reminded me of an event that happened in my final year. So someone made a dress for me. I can make dress by myself, but we're not allowed to take our sewing machine into school hostel, right? So I asked one of my friends referred me to a friend. So she made a dress for me. And at the point of fitting, she started reiterating how slim I am, that she has never spoken to someone so slim. It didn't really get at me at that point. But she started repeating, you are so slim. Why are you so slim? It didn't still get at me. So when I was going back home, I now started thinking about it. And I told you that it was after I connected the dots backward, I realized that during that time I was writing all those things out for my secondary school. I actually had those everything. So during this time, during that this is my final year in the university, I was gradually coming out of it. So because I would wake up in the morning and speak to myself, Oluwaseun, I'm a great person. Do you understand? So I was actually gradually coming out of that, that hiding place, and I won't be able to speak boldly in public and go. Do you understand? So I was gradually coming out of it when this lady spoke all those things that she spoke when I was fitting the dress, right? So when I was going back home, as I was going back home, all those words that she said was coming back to me. And I was like, she shouldn't treat me like this. I'm sewing with her for the first time, and she made me feel so bad. So I decided that, okay, I'm going to have a clothing line, and when I start my own clothing line, I will appreciate every size and shape that comes to me. I'm going to respect them. I'm going to make them. If you are plus size, I'm going to make you look like plus size is the best shape ever. If you are slim, I'm going to make you really appreciate your slimness. Like, everybody is unique. You can't all your customer can't be the same. So I said, God reminded me of that experience after my NYC. So I was like, okay, I think I'm looking for a name. Yes, I just wanted to change my name from Vessel Apparel, and I was like, what? What would the name be? And that was when I remembered that experience. I was like, okay, unique. Everybody is unique, right? But I didn't want the regular name, like the spelling. I was like, God, okay, what do we do to this? How should we spell this? And I just started googling, and the Dutch meaning, Dutch language of unique came out, and I was like, okay, let's take this. So everybody is unique, and our core value is respect. Like, respect every shape and size that comes to you. Like, make them feel so fine, so they made them feel on top of the world, kind of a thing, yeah. So
Yeah.
I'll say why corporate and casual corporate now.
And I think before we
I
go there, right, I feel like we'll get there into in our conversation. But I just wanted to speak to how your growing up has affected the person you are today. Just speak to that in about 2-3 minutes.
How my growing up has affected. Okay, I would say that I'm blessed, right? So all those publications that I came across during secondary school, I think it's actually shaped a lot. And I am also blessed with people, the gift of men. My class teacher from GS1 to GS3, that man is like, even till now, sometimes they still call and still check up, right? He will come to class. He was teaching us physics, but that it was my class teacher too, right? He will sit us down. Girls, he will talk to us about many things, and talk to us about the Bible too. I don't know. I've just learned many things from him, coupled with the publications I was getting. And I also had a pastor then in my church that I used to speak to. I think I just spoke to her just once or twice, but at least she was one person that I was also looking up to. And funny, when I gained admission, she studied the same course I was entering for. I later entered for geophysics. She already had the masters doing a PhD in geophysics. So the connection was just so there. And so growing up in that kind of setting, right, helped me to know that I'm here for a
Shape the
purpose, and
person.
I cannot live anyhow. Like, since that my GS3, when I started writing, I just knew that there was something about my life and I cannot live anyhow. So that consciousness has always been there. And
Oh, wow.
I think
Okay.
was I
Yeah,
able to
yeah.
question?
Yeah, well, thank you. Thank you so much. Now, I think my next question to you will be, who is a visionary woman to you? And can you call yourself a visionary woman? Right? Who is a visionary woman to you? And can you call yourself a visionary woman, looking at your journey, looking at what you want to achieve, and where you are now, and even where you are going? So, who is a visionary woman to you? And we call yourself a visionary woman?
A visionary woman is an intentional woman who knows what she wants and goes for it. So I'll call myself a visionary woman.
So good. So, okay, so what will make you to give yourself what will make you to say the fact that, okay, I'm actually a visionary woman? What are the things you can put together? I know you say visionary woman, but I saw who's intentional, right? She knows what she wants and she's going for it. I was listening to that conference I mentioned earlier today. DDK was one that hosted the conference, and she was saying the fact that gone are those days when they define purpose that it's your passion and all of that. She said now purpose is you to say, yeah, that part is still your right, but then purpose is you getting to work and seeing to the end of that work. So it does not just end with that passion. It is you getting to work and seeing to that work. Now, that intentional woman, what are those things that you've been able to put together that you're like, okay, I'm actually an intentional woman. I'm a visionary woman. I'm intentional and all of that. What are those things that you can put together that so that someone listening to you, right, that I'm just be like, are you sure I'm a visionary woman? They can just look at their life. Maybe you can just give us about 3 or 5, right, that they can pick and just be like, okay, with this statistics, right, with this that you've communicated, I can say, okay, for sure, I'm actually a visionary woman. I might not be really where I want to get to yet, but I can see the progress. I can see the results, right? So help us to put all of that together. About 3 or 5.
Okay, I think I will start with my spirituality, right? So I thought I gave my life to Christ in GS2, and since then I don't take studying of the word and praying every day. I don't take it lightly. Even if I'm tired, I will still have to, even if it's just mutter one word, even if it's just read a verse of the Bible, I just ensure that that day I open the Bible and I study. So that's intentionality, right? I call it, I think what they call quiet time. So I have a time that I wake up. Before I change it, throughout my secondary school, I wake up throughout my secondary school from that GS2 to let's say 3, I wake up 2 a.m. every day. So it's even without the alarm, it has become part of me. I'm naturally I'm a night person. I sleep early, I wake up in the night to do you understand? So even if I'm very tired during the day and I sleep to that 2 a.m., I will wake up. Why? Because it's already part of me. You understand? So that's intentionality. Having a specific time that I will to do a specific task, studying the word and praying. That's a part of intentionality in my spirituality that has helped me, right? Now coming to studies, I mean cool work too. So after my devotion, I take my book and study, right? So that also helped my academic it helped me academically. Now, talking as in coming to my purpose, coming to my business right now. Okay. I think the intentionality in my business. And let me talk about the business first. So before I rebranded in 2021.
No, I don't want you to go into that yet. That would be my next question. I don't want you to go into that. So maybe what you can just do for me is to just be that, okay, maybe you can just say, okay, there's discipline in my life. There are people that I listen to. Just let me pick it around that angle before we go into your business.
Oh, okay. So I would say the consistency, right? I want this is a particular thing I want to get, and I need to this is the thing I want to be doing every day. I stick to it. I'm consistent with it, right? So consistency is a part of me in a way. Then discipline. Discipline is just when you're consistent, you are disciplined. It takes a disciplined person to actually be consistent. Consistency is not a joke. So waking up 2 a.m. every day, even when you are tired, it takes a lot of discipline. Sleeping early takes a lot of discipline. When others are watching TV, I after eating, I just want to, everything I want, as in the only thing I want to do is to sleep. Even sometimes when the sleep is not coming, I tell myself, you're going to wake up in the midnight. People are not going to wake up with you. So Oluwaseun, leave that TV and go and sleep. Do you understand? So that's the discipline part of it, consistency. Then I said earlier that I had people. I'm blessed with the gift of them. My secondary school teacher, when I got to university, I didn't really have anybody in the university to submit to like that. But I ensured that those that I had in my secondary school, I kept in touch with them, right? And okay, I think when I got to my SS2, I had a mentor. That was the first time. I didn't call him a mentor then, but at least that was the role he was doing in my life. Anything I want to, academic. If I have issues with maybe family or maybe one boy is to see me, I go to him and he will encourage me and well. So the gift of men, right? Having a mentor. So right now, accountability, I think it's part of you having someone you submit to, right? So being accountable, being consistent, being disciplined. I think it has helped me a lot. I think those are the things I can actually remember right now.
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much. Now I'm just looking at time, and I still have plenty of questions I still want to ask. Now let me go to my next question. That will take us deep into your business. Let me first ask: were you working when you finished? Were you working in an organization or somewhere? So it's just a yes or no.
Yes.
You're working now. As far as I can recall, currently I know you're not working. Like your main business or your main focus right now is actually your business. Now, how were you able to, okay, except church, church. How were you able to fully transition into fashion designing, right? And were there things that held you back? And was it what, looking back, was it what it's, still going back to the conference? One of the panelists was saying the fact that she's someone that likes changing the norm. She does not just like, okay, let me just play with the norm, let me just go with the norm. And she changed everything. Now, how were you able to fully transition into fashion designing? And were there things that was holding you back? I remember that speaker was saying that there were people that were speaking against it, but she was still going. So were there things that were holding you back? And looking back at it, was it worth it that you are where you are today? Was it worth that you transition? I know there are people out there, right, that they want to transition and they're so scared to transition. I know people out there that have transitioned and they're like, I think I did not transition well, and they're just regretting that they transitioned. Or maybe they left their full-time job to now go and start their business. So walk us through that journey. Let's say in the next 5 minutes.
5 minutes. Okay, I'll try.
Yeah.
Okay, one thing I think I should make you understand is that I've never been known for one thing.
Okay.
I'm always joining two things together. The only time I was working 3 jobs with fashion. So right now I'm not it's not only fashion, so it's still with 2 other things.
Okay.
So
let me see
so
very well.
After school, after NYSC, I stayed back. I worked for my church after NYSC. So, and it was also part of an instruction for me because the pastor was like, I want you to stay back and train some of our, members. Like that's in the ushering sector, right? So that I should train them and. So I didn't want to stay. I had dreams. I want to do my masters. I want to travel out. I didn't want to stay, but God nudged me to stay. So I stayed, even though I was still processing, doing masters and everything. So after I stayed for like a year. Yeah. I stayed for a year. Then after that, I was what's it called now? When I go back to Lagos, I was doing a post degree PGD. I was doing PGD, and that was I told you I already started business. So I was going to class and I was doing. So let's say then I was really doing business in that sense because I left the work I was doing in my church, I was being paid. Do you understand? So I will call it a work, right? So coming here, I started masters again after the PGD. After I gained admission to my masters, I started masters. I was still doing my fashion business. Then at the point in my fashion line, I just thought that I needed some skills in the business sector. I wanted to just grow the business. So I think someone advised me to work in a corporate organization that it will help me build the business. So I was looking for business development role. That was when I got into a solar company. So I started working as a business developer intern in a solar company. I did that for almost 2 years. So after the internship, I stayed. So I did that for almost 2 years while I was still. It was even during that time I rebranded and really grew. In fact, my business grew beyond just Egbele, sewing with it's during that internship, it really helped me. It opened my eyes to the business world of what I was doing. So it went beyond passion and really went into business. So I learned everything about the email thing. That was what I was doing to the company. I was writing. I was a copywriter. I was a business. I was a marketer. I was everything. It was a startup company. So it's just like you are everything in a way. So I was doing many things, and that helped my business also to grow. So I said I was doing 3. It was during that time I started doing 3 jobs. So I was also lecturing in a diploma school. So that was twice in a week. The business development stuff in the solar company too was twice in a week. So I chose I had started to choose the days I can work. So I chose days, and I also had days that I dedicate to my sewing. So then that was three. That was when I was started doing three jobs. But so right now I left one because of distance. So I started doing just two. Then later became only one. And okay, I think when I was living NY, when I was living where I served, someone gave me a book, career move. That's how to transition actually. So when I was actually looking for business development role, I read that book and it helped me. I didn't finish reading it. Or even up to now, I've not finished reading it. But whenever I need
Got
to
what
give,
you
I'll just
wanted.
go. Yes, exactly. I'll just go to the content and be like, okay, I think I should read this. And I'll read it. So I think going through that book and also having people to guide me help that journey, right? And at the point, I left the two jobs and I based only on fashion, right? But right now, I got a nudge to apply for a role in some, but it was not to be paid, but it's also for a business development role. God just pointed it to me that that person needs you, and I wrote to her. She was like, "Oluwaseun, you're doing a lot of it. I don't want you." I personally, it was like, Oluwaseun, you're doing a lot. I said, "Isn't you a lot?" So that was a coaching company, yeah, the reconciler. So I'm a business developer for the reconciler company now, and I'm now an administrator of my church because my church transitioned too. So we had to like start like a corporate organization. You understand? So they called me again. Actually, we know we're not supposed to call you, but you are the only one that can actually fit this role. And that was how I went back to doing three things again: business development, administrative, and fully into Uniek.
Oh, wow. So in all of these things, right, when you were trying to just build your business, right, you were trying to build Uniek Clothier, were there things that was holding you back? Was it like you're looking for a lot of capital? Were there things that were holding you back from going into like, okay, I want to really build this and I'm putting my energy to it? Were there things holding you back?
This capital really hold me back, and I'm not sure, but I'll say, we always need capital. We always need capital. Okay, when I rebranded, I am one of my friend. We did 6 months. We used 6 months to write the business plan because it was always very busy. So we used the night. We used to meet every midnight. We write about Uniek Clothier. I was just like, this business must grow. And he was like, I'm with you, I'm with you in this. After work, we come back tired from work. We just sleep small, small. As in, he just had this just little time to sleep, and I'll be on his neck again. Oh yeah, yeah, wake up, wake up. I will call him, wake up, let's do this. And we wrote that business plan. We submitted. We were looking for investors, so I had people who invested when I rebranded. So I had money to rebrand in a way. So although it was not enough, but the little I got, I was able to
It helps with the
get
startup.
to the certain level, yeah,
Oh,
in a
wow,
way.
so
So
profound.
right now, I'm not saying as I'm still looking for. Like I said, business will always need capital.
Yeah.
And I'm open to partnership, right? I'm open to partnership. So I
Okay,
still
so
need money to do.
when you say
Yeah.
partnership, can you expand on that? Who knows? I might even partner with you. Let's hear.
Okay. Okay. Uniek Clothier, the way I see it, I don't see it as the business that will end with me. Do
Okay.
you understand? At least it's not in my name, and it has its own account number. It has its own. So I try to like separate myself from it so that I'm able to, when it's time to leave, to be easy for me to leave, right? So when I say partnership right now, I need someone that we can grow the business together. Do you understand?
Okay,
So a
we'll
company
talk about
together.
that one behind. Let's not take it further on this call. We'll talk about
Yeah.
that behind closed doors. And every other person that wants to join the closed doors, when they listen to this, they will just reach out and they will join the closed doors. All right, so I want you to just tell me about 3 or 5 things, right? And I want you to just sort of give me like a point. Someone that is struggling to transition. So they're in one
Mm.
particular career, but they want to transition to another career. or they're in a particular career, but they want to go into a business, right? But then they are struggling, they are scared, they don't know what to do. They're like, what if it does not work out? What would be your advice to those people? About 3 or 5 would do.
Okay, I would say that firstly, the person can break. Okay, maybe let's say you want to transition from a corporate organization now to building your own business, right? You can break it down to bits. What can you start doing while you are in your corporate work, right? What can you start doing now that people can be aware that you also have this business? You understand? You don't just live like that, or else you just be stranded. Building business in Nigeria is not for the weak. It's a lot. It's really a lot. Like our environment is not encouraging entrepreneur. You just have to be resilient, right? So you can break your call it like have a strategy session with yourself. How can you break it to a bit? Like what can you start doing right now that people can be aware that okay, you're actually doing this thing. I'm trying to give an example right now. Okay, let me use my who can I use as example? My cousin was selling. She was working in a corporate organization, right? And she was selling Gary, packed Gary, like Gary Jim. She will pack it. She has someone that can send it from Ijebu to this place. I've helped her in packing it before. This Ziploc, she used to pack it in Ziploc, take it to the office, and people in the office advertise to people in her office. They know that she's selling Gary. There was a day I think it was even after that I went to supermarket and I saw Gary in Ijebu. I'm like, my cousins can actually make it into something big because people already know. In fact, she can bring in like little bags now within a month, right? So because people already know how to, but they just like put her down. Carry them back to like that's finished. We need to move. Do you understand? So something like that. You can start small. Just try to break it down. Instead I should put it into point now. How many points have I said? I've only said one, right? Break it down, right? Then also look for people that are doing that business or people that you can look up to that can help you that can you maybe you can read their journey. People that you can track track record in that line, right? So ask them questions, how to build if you are confused on how to, fully venture into it. So being accountable to someone in that line can also help, right? And what else right now? Now intentionally build. Don't just stay small. Don't stay small. Look for ways to expand the business. Do you understand? So don't because at a point in my life, I was just like, okay, is this what I would just be doing? Like that was when I was doing it, when I was in my master's. Okay, how the idea to look for business development through came into being is because I thought that I can't keep doing this, just getting one order in a role. Do you understand? I was like, I need to think of how this business will grow. That was when I started looking for business development through. Do you understand? And I got, in fact, on a platter of food, I was just talking to my friend about it, and she was like, "Oh, can you join my company?" So, because my friend's company, I started the business development team. So, from there, I was able to come to reconcile life. But when she saw that's the coaching company that I am now in, when she saw my CV, she was like, so you've been doing this? how did I get to that point? Because I talked to someone about it. I talked to my friend about I'm looking for job in this particular role. Like I was very specific about what I wanted. You understand? That was what it was like. Okay, you can come and learn from here, and maybe if you can get to another company that can pay you better. So it was not as if I just joined. So at least, yeah. So after the great things, right?
I think you mentioned about 3, yeah. I know.
Yeah, be accountable and also think of expansion.
Thank you so much.
One about our thought process, that the things you think about a lot, you just see opportunities for that thing opening up later on in life. When you stay long on a particular thought, doors start opening.
Super fun. Thank you so much. Like I'm just looking at time and I see a few questions. Now, what structures have you built around your business that's giving you consistent growth? I hear you say there was a time you having just like one order. Is it in a week or is it in a month?
I said in a week.
in a week. I'm sure now you have enough orders that I remember you're like, I'm looking for people. And my clothes. Let me not go further. Let me not go further. So I know that now you're having a lot of orders, right? Now, what are those things what are those structures you have put in place that are taking you from one order per week to a lot of orders per week?
Okay. I think my first breakout point would be when I sat down one day and I told myself, I want to make 50,000 naira this week. That was when I was still sewing for 2K. I told myself,
That's why I was saying that I knew when you transition with your price because I knew when I used to sew with a particular amount. But now, well, anyway, we are still in as far we're getting the quality we want.
I will say that exposing myself to trainings also helped that mindset shift. Do you understand? So exposing myself to people that take training in fashion lines. So I took a lot of training in fashion line too. Training on how to get grants, training on how to make a lot of sales. So I think that there was a point I was doing subscription model. I learned it from a training session I paid for. So it's not as if I just woke up and that idea just came. There was one day my child was like, how do you come with this idea? I like it. I'm like, I paid for it. So transitioning was as a result of the knowledge I exposed myself to, right? I wanted to say something the other time. Okay, yeah. I said the breakout point was the day I sat down and I said that I want to make so amount this week. I said I want to make 50,000 naira this week. I wrote it down and I started posting my status. And before the end of that week, like on the Thursday, I told myself, because of the many orders I now had, and I was the only one sewing, I was like, God, okay, I think I need help with all these clothes. Then at that point,
how many orders do you receive per week now? How many orders do you receive per week now?
Per week, let's say 7 to 10. And most of it, sometimes, or in this season that I am right now, I just like, okay, just
7 to 10.
I'll say, I'll tell them to hold on, or I won't send invoice. Now, if I'm late in sending invoice for a purpose, and if you don't see me post on my status sometimes, it's for a reason, because I realized that at some point, whenever I post, I get orders. In fact, there was a week that I had to actually sit down and be like, okay, don't let me post today. Do you understand? Whenever I post on my status or on my Instagram, I think I get most of my orders on my status. And I think I've gotten one from Facebook too before, right? When I don't post, I have too much orders to cater for. So where did I stop? So I was saying that day I had to sit down and be like, okay, God, I think I need more help. I need more hands to help me in sewing. Then God told me, you said you wanted to make 50,000 naira. This is how to make this.
Exactly. So come and make the 50,000 naira.
So I think I also spoke to someone about it, and she was like, Oluwaseun, you need ends. You need to, and we have so many fashion designers in my church, actually. Like, we are actually many in my church that are into sewing. So I had to like talk to one or two. They can give me this and you give me back. It's not in your name. When they give me back, I put my tag. It's like, okay, I'm giving you to sew for me. It's not as if you will not sew it finish, because some people actually did it for me. They sew the dress and they post on their own status as their own brand. So it was also a lot to deal with. That structure was a lot to do. So I had to put it down in a like write it down that whoever is sewing for me. I had what's it called now? A booklet for any tailor down to for me. These are the terms and conditions. So all those things, experience helped me writing it down. Then at the beginning of this year, I took a course in structure and systems with Joyce Awushika, and I learned a lot about you putting structure to your business and God. So I'm still in that process of growing, of putting that structure in place very well. Yeah,
so profound. I think one of the things about you that I've heard over and over again is that the fact that at every point that you realize that you need something, you are going for it. I remember you mentioning the fact that you needed to transition your passion. You went for business development. You entered. You needed to build a structure. you went for the knowledge. So you're not just like, let me start doing it. And that will lead me to my second to the last question, right? That will lead to my second to the last question. Looking at all the structure and all of that, I'll give you two in one question. Now, who is that person or what is that thing that has significantly shaped the person you are? And where do you see Uniek Clothier in the next 5, 10 years?
The next 5 years, I see. Will I first? Okay, let me tell you what I see first. I see Uniek Clothier on a billboard. Like I'm going on a street. I'm going on the road. I don't know how that came to me one day like that. I was just okay. I think I was even in transit when that picture just showed me like Uniek Clothier billboard. Kind of. And so it was that day I got a confirmation from my pastor. The Oluwaseun, Uniek Clothier is going through. I said, yes, I know, because of what I saw. Like it wasn't like a day before I saw it. He made that statement. And I was like, okay, yes, Uniek Clothier is beyond me. And when I saw Sarah giving up her business, like leaving, stepping down as the CEO, I was like, okay, this is the picture I see of Uniek Clothier. There was also okay, sorry for the breaking into so many things. But there was one person walking with me we were having a conversation one day, and I told her that okay, I'm looking at leaving this business in the next 5 to 10 years. She was like, how can you leave your business? The business that you built. I'm like, you don't know anything though. So I see Uniek Clothier go beyond me. Like I don't know how to explain this. I don't know how to put it in words yet.
Yeah,
But
I get you right.
it's an international brand that, in fact, I see myself going out of the country and starting and leaving it for someone to handle the business there. I see myself going to another country, just like a starter, and giving it out to someone to continue. And it will be the same, like the same systems and structure. Why? Because I've learned about system and structure, so I learned about how to put it down, how to build the legacy with your business. Do you understand? When all that is in place, it will be easy to to put write the vision down, make it plain. If there is, you'll be able to run with it. That's actually what I came into the year. Like, okay, I'm writing.
You see why I want to partner with Uniek Clothier? You see why I should partner with Uniek Clothier? So as Uniek Clothier is on the billboard, I'll be like, yes, more money pair. We are here together. Thank you so much for sharing that. Quickly, we have about less than 10 minutes to go. So you've not answered the part of who is that person or what is that thing that has significantly shaped the person that you are today.
I think I've answered it. Okay, what is that thing that has significantly shaped the person that
it could be a thing or it could be a person.
It can't be a person.
Okay.
I used to say that in Oluwaseun, meaning that how do I translate that to English now? I'm blessed with the gift
people
of men.
Are your clothes.
People are my clothes. I'm very blessed with the gift of men. So I can't say a particular person. My journey, I think there was a time I wanted to I wanted to differentiate who this person is in my life and who this person is in my life. And God was like, why you want to box me in your words? I'm like, okay, God, okay, I'm releasing myself, I'm not boxing you. So like as everyone is coming with what they need to, the value they want to give to me, and that will make me grow. Don't box them with a particular title. This person is my spiritual father, this person is my pastor, this person is my mentor. Just take the gift that I'm bringing to you. Take it and grow with it. Take it and run with it. So I would say I'm blessed with the gift of men. So the men I have around me has helped me up to this point. Do you understand? So when I interact with people, I'm like, okay, well, what do you have for me for this person? Do you understand? Why are we meeting? No, when I met you and there was a time you said you wanted to host a program, I was like, you just forgotten. You have the space now. Why don't you just Tell her that you have a space. Like, okay, so I have a space. Okay, as I thought, I don't know how she will feel. Will she come? Like, okay, let me just tell her. So every person I meet, I used to like ask, okay, why am I meeting this person? There was a time I wanted to go to Ilorin. I think I was still in school then. We were supposed to have a program in Ilorin. Right? I was like, I didn't want to go. I already shut down. I'm not going, Charlie. And God said, you're going because I wanted to meet one person. I went there because of that. And we were supposed to have a quiz and we were looking for someone to represent. I'm like, I know me, I came here for another thing. I'm not representing anything. God said I should represent my school. I'm like, God, I've never done quiz like even in secondary school, I didn't really go out for quiz. The talkers of university, a whole University of Lagos. I'm like, I don't want to come forward here. And I went, God, we are going to win. And we won. And I'm like, okay, God, I think we are set to do something. And we're looking for a place to lodge. Someone said that we should come and lodge in their own place. And when I got to that place, when I saw that person, I knew that this is the reason why I came all the way from Lagos to Ilorin. And our relationship grew from there. Like also, I would say I'm blessed with the gift of men, the gift of the way God orchestrated my journey. I can't say that is one person. Firstly, is God, yes. So okay, yeah, let me just God. God is the top of it because he's the one that knows the heart of men and he's the one that knows the value that they are meant to put into my life and the value I'm also meant to give to them. So that has shaped me.
Thank you so much. My heart is so blessed. I think one of the things I'm hearing from you is the fact that you can be soft and you have a lot on your inside. Trust me, see the way you are speaking softly like that. When I'm speaking, when I'm teaching, I can't speak softly like that. That is not me. So, but then either you are speaking softly or you are speaking loudly, the essence is that you are transmitting something to people. And really, I've had a lot. I said it right where we started that this is not just going to be only about those that will listen. It will ignite us. And really, for me, right, something has been ignited in my heart, and it feels like I'm not seeing some things differently. Now, in 1 minute, right, as we close out this course, to close out in the next few minutes, in 1 minute, can you just give a closing remark to every visionary out there, to every teenager out there, to everyone that has been molested out there, to everyone that wants to transit? Just put a word together in 1 minute as we wrap this up.
Okay. So what I was saying that you are more than the image you see in the mirror. When you look at the mirror, you are deeper than that. You are deeper than the image you are seeing. And the only way you can find the only way you can get into the depth of who you are is in God, is in your relationship with God. Because everything that has actually shaped me is me having a close walk with God. Do you understand? So know that you are more than the image you see in the mirror. You have a purpose. You have an assignment on earth. You are here for God. You are here for a reason. No matter what you've gone through, it's part of the journey. God has your script and He knows what next. So in order for you to know what next, you need to get closer to God so that you can walk according to the script that God has for you. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Oluwaseun. Thank you so much, CEO Uniek Clothier. Thank you. It's starting in my area, so just in case you are hearing some sound in the background, it's just the rain in my area. And I just want to say thank you. See the way I'm speaking calmly like this, it's just because of the things you did shout. Thank you so much for making our time to be here. Thank you so much for being vulnerable. Thank you so much for sharing from your wealth. And my sincere prayer for you is that the Lord will expand you. The Lord will take you higher. The Lord will take you far. He will expand your vision and He will do great things with your vision. And we'll see the results of it. Thank you so much. God bless you. All right, everyone. Thanks so much for listening to this or for watching this. So my name is Oluwaseun Mayowa-Emmanuel, just like I said earlier. And this is Oluwaseun Speak Podcast. And here we talk about spirituality, vision, purpose, and workplace. And I trust that as every moment where you listen to any podcast, you'll be inspired, you'll be blessed, and you'll be ignited to go out there and do what you're supposed to do. You'll be shaped and become what and who you are supposed to be. Thank you so much. Oluwaseun Speak Podcast comes up every second and fourth Sunday of every month. By 4 p.m., it will be live out there. So you can either watch on YouTube or you listen on Anchor Podcast, the links will be there. From the YouTube, you see the link there. On my page, you see the link there. Another show, you can just follow her on IG just in case you want to show your dresses. She's Uniek Clothier. You see her on IG. She's out there. Just like I said, she's sold my wedding gown. You can check her page. You see it there. So thank you so much once again, Oluwaseun, and see you some other time. And don't forget that our conversation behind closed doors, that partnership, I'm coming to Mayowa more about it, and let's see what we can do together. Thank you so much. Keep inspiring teenagers, keep building your business, and the Lord will greatly expand you by His Spirit in Jesus' name. All right, thank you so much, and bye for now. Bye.